Day to Day with Michael and George.
Yeah, we need a better name, but okay.
George Michael. When we're creating these aquascapes, it's actually, it's more than just positioning plants and hardscape. You're putting your soul into it. You know, your actual creativity is something that is innately yours. It's a good introduction to this beautiful aquascape, Michael. How long has it been running?
About 1 year and 2 months.
It's grown in brilliantly.
It's coming.
Yeah. I've never seen the Rotala bonsai grow so tall.
In the behind?
Yeah, the Rotala, yeah. It always seems to stunt, stunted growth for me. Never. What's the water like here? You have hard water?
Soft? Kind of hard. Yeah, hard, medium hard.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I have, what's it called? I think it's the light.
Yeah.
It's the BETTA AQUASCAPE.
Is it
RGB.
Yeah.
The old one. There's coming a new one.
There is a new one out now.
Yeah. That's just the old one. I guess it's the light who's do as a hotel bonsai keep high.
Yeah.
They're going high. I'm not sure, but it's what I think. But it's quite fun because if you look at the hotel bonsai, it's missed the red color in the top.
It does.
And the hotel has been here for 2 months.
Okay.
And I use specializer from Tropica.
Yeah, specialized nutrition.
So it's not because of the fertilizing, but...
Well, you'd expect more red on the hygrophila as well, because it's so near the light. You'd expect this to go redder, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, have you thought about dosing just the premium instead?
I've tried for some times and doesn't make something different.
Okay.
So I blame the light. It's easy to say, but I think it's the light because people can see it, but in the other tanks I got, the Pintifa is more red.
And it's the same water, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's the light.
Yeah, it still looks beautiful.
It does, but it's missed the color.
Yeah. Okay. What's the hardscape? It's beautiful. What wood is this?
It's I can't remember what the wood called. Talwan, I think.
Talawa?
Yeah, Talawa.
Talawa wood.
I can't remember the name for it. And the stone is.
It's like a Hakai stone.
Nope. It's from Adam. Wild Rhino.
Rhino stone.
Yeah.
Madame Pascala.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He got their stuff, man.
He's got. If you've seen his place on the videos. Yeah. I'd have to take you over there one day.
We had to. We talked about that. We should do it.
You should. Yeah, you can fly to Stansted from Aarhus. It's like an hour flight.
Yeah.
And then I take you around Aquarium Gardens, Riverwood Aquatics, Horizon Aquatics for a couple of days. And then we jump over on a flight straight to Katowice in Poland. And then Adam picks us up. And then, so we have a week vacation of aquascaping.
Yeah.
Should we do it?
We should do it.
Yeah? What do you think? Should we do it? Make a good video series, wouldn't it? Day to Day with Michael and George.
Yeah. We need a better name, but okay.
George Michael.
I just got a picture in my head about Dump and Dumper.
Austria.
Austria? Well then, good day, mate.
Anyway, back to the escaping.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the ADA AquaSky. RGB.
And then the ADA back screen.
You got the light screen.
Light screen,
beautiful. Yeah.
And
is that
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know what I think about it. To be honest.
Yeah. Maybe the blue doesn't suit this vibe. Maybe orangey.
Yeah.
You can get the films.
Yeah. I thought about the green one.
The greens would be good.
And turn it upside down so the green is down.
Yeah.
But it's actually funny because I just put the film on it. But still, if you remove the film, you just got the white one. Yeah, and I'm not sure to say what to say about the background lighting.
Should we try turning it off?
Just turn it off. If you notice one thing, look at the light. It's RGB, right?
Yeah.
And look at the plants now.
Yeah.
It's look a little bit. No, I would not say better, because it's just like unrealistic.
Yeah.
And when you turn the light screen on, it's become more natural.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, I agree. I think I don't like it all the way bright. I think I like it about there.
Mm?
Yeah. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Just a small thing to think about.
And the aquarium is an ADA 60p,
Yeah.
probably one of the most classic,
Wonderful tank.
beautiful tank. I used to think, not very deep front to back, but it's just a challenge, isn't it, to get the depth, and I think that's okay. And it doesn't take up a lot of room in your space. ADA glass cabinet.
Mm.
Beautiful. And not ADA pipe work as well. Oh my God. But not an ADA filter.
It's upstairs.
You need a new pump.
I need a new pump for it. The old one is broken.
Yeah.
I'm waiting till I can order it.
Okay.
To find it somewhere.
No worries.
It's the ES600 I got. Yeah, regulator is Blau, but the tower is ADA.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the cylinder, does the cylinder fit inside the thing, or do you actually fill up the steel thing? Is there anything inside?
Yeah, you put the bottle in.
The bottle.
Yeah,
and what was it, a 500 gram bottle?
1 kilogram.
Oh, 1 kilogram. Okay. How long does that last? How many months before you have to change?
I changed it for half a year ago.
6 months. Okay.
Yeah,
And you have it on a solenoid,
Mm.
so the CO2 goes on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1 liter is around 1 year.
Oh,
in this
wow.
one. In this one.
Okay. And we've taken the CO2 out just to make it look cleaner. But how many bubbles a second?
Around 15. 15 a minute.
Oh, so one bubble every 4 seconds. So that's very low compared to what most people do. It's really interesting. Yeah.
But it works.
It does work, clearly.
So
Apart from...
take off your glasses.
Oh my God,
What is the
there's no algae anymore.
Come on.
But
dude.
I'm watching it in like 720. You know, it's like you're not even HD. you know.
Yeah.
But now I'm
4K,
in 4K and now I can see all the algae.
Algae is
It's natural.
it should be there in one point if you can control it. I think it's great. You don't tell me you don't got a tank with algae.
Okay.
Everybody got algae in the tanks.
Of course.
It depends on how can you control it or can you not control it.
Yeah.
And okay, this one the algae here is not beautiful because it's the wrong place. But algae can be beautiful.
Well, what is beautiful? You know.
It depends.
Yeah, it
With
depends on
eyes,
your
with or without glass.
soft focus or hard focus.
Yeah. No, but the point is, algae should be there, but
Not.
if you can control it,
Yeah.
it's fine.
I think it's when I think it's when it gets progressively worse and doesn't stop getting worse, and then you know you're out of control.
Yeah.
If it's stable, which this looks like it is, I don't think it's growing very rapidly, is it? It looks like it's dying off anyway by the colour. And I think aquariums go through like cycles and phases, you know, different seasons almost. And I think, you know, as the plants maybe not grow so vibrantly, it gives the algae a little bit of a chance, and then as the plants adapt again and it knocks the algae back. So it's a constantly, you know, ever-changing ecosystem, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And there's never anything that's completely constant. And that's like life, isn't it? Things are changing all the time. Nothing's ever the same. Even like the atoms, you know, the cells in our body, all moving all the time. Everything around us, right? Atoms, molecules, spirits, whatever you want to call it.
And we have to change. We
Yeah.
have to change everything. That's the beauty about it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, one of the plants here is almost 1 year old, so it's
Yeah.
not new plants.
Yeah.
It doesn't do the same, just like day one.
No. And that's okay. I think I was chatting to a gentleman, if he's watching this, hello. He has an aquarium that he's been running for 28 years with no water changes, no CO2, you know, sometimes with no filtration.
Yeah.
A big tank, a Joule Rio 180, you know, the German company, Joule. Have you heard
I
of
have.
that?
I have one of them.
And it was really interesting because he literally lets nature do its thing, and and he doesn't change, he hardly changes anything. He just lets the plants do what they need to, and the plants that die, they die, and that's okay, and he throws them out. But the other plants that are surviving, he just lets them. So it's just a very, very natural approach. And he was saying how the tank goes through real distinct phases and seasons, you know, and some plants will do well at a certain time of year, other plants won't. And I think when we're running these type of systems with high energy, you know, lots of light, CO2, lots of nutrients, we're almost kind of forcing nature to conform to our expectation. And I think that's okay as long as we know what we're doing, and you can never beat nature.
No.
So you will have to work with it.
Yes.
Or if you try to work against it, you're just going to be fighting a battle the whole time, you know. And I've experienced this, and it's only when sometimes it's just letting go and let things take the course naturally, and the problems resolve. And then you can apply that to a lot of situations in life. Yeah.
Do you remember the 90p I got?
Yes.
Yeah.
Course, yeah.
Out in the corner. Actually, you took a picture.
Is it
You used
my
it in the
book?
book. Yeah. I did that kind of work in that tank and just planted the plants I want and just see which plant's gonna win.
Yeah.
And let it beat each other plants so it become like it was.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It's about working with things rather than
not
against
it.
Yeah,
it's a battle you can win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's taken me a while to realise that. You know, I don't think some people ever realise, and that's why they get so stressed, because they're fighting against stuff they can't change.
That's the same point about fighting against the time.
Yeah.
Why? It's the time who's killing you, not you killing the time.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, I like it. Let's talk about the fish.
Yeah. His name is Knud Børge Hermann Hansen.
Say that again, but more slowly.
I said that his name is Knud Hermann Hansen.
Knud Hermann Hansen.
Yeah.
Okay. And what variety is better?
If I remember correctly, it's a Dumbo.
Okay. Beautiful colours on there.
Yeah, he's been. How old is 1.5 years? He's an old boy.
Oh, he is old for a better,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around, yeah.
Is he the only fish in here?
Yeah.
Nice. Spoiled better.
Yeah. It was actually because he was in the ADA, small ADA aquarium before. And I didn't have the time for it. So I closed it down and just threw him out here.
Yeah.
And time is gone.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I had a betta called Nimrod. And Nimrod, I didn't realise, but Nimrod's an offensive name in America. If you're a Nimrod, you're like a, what do we say, Richard Cranium in the UK. Richard is, you can short to Dick, and then Cranium is head.
I see.
So Nimrod is dickhead.
So you keep calling him it?
So I named the fish Nimrod without realising. And I think, but the reason I called him Nimrod is because he looked like a Nimrod, which is a reconnaissance jet that the Air Force have, or used to have.
Yeah.
And he was the same sort of shape as that. And plus it's a beautiful piece of music, classical music, which is very famous. It actually it makes me very emotional.
Yeah.
So I'll play a little bit over the sequence now to make people aware.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting. So the two things that I kind of wanted to name him after, but everyone else just thought I was just calling this fish a dickhead. Shout out to all the Nimrods out there. Let's talk about some of the plants. I guess these are all Tropica. Yeah. And we had a nice time in the greenhouse today.
We did, yeah, and collected some plants for another project.
Yeah. So you got a couple of big projects coming up, which are exciting. I'm sure next time I come, they'll all be ready, hopefully.
I hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm actually going to plan to record it.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Other plants then, let's talk about Hygrophilopinita feeder, loads of Anubias minicoin.
Of course.
It's beautiful. And is it all from the same batch that you had to start with and it's grown, or have you added to it?
A few bags. I got 3 bags, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the substrate, Michael?
Tropica.
Anything underneath? Power sand?
No,
No, just tropical.
just Tropica.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, it works, doesn't it?
It works.
Eleocharis mini or parvula?
Mini. Eleocharis mini.
Yes. Cryptocorini albida brown.
Yes.
We talked about the rotila. Bucophalandra cadigan.
Yes.
Probably my favourite. I love the white dots
It's just wonderful.
and the red rhizome.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's embarrassed, but I can't remember the name for it, but that's Bushphilendra.
Needle leaf or the oh no, Catherine. Or is it a Tropica?
It's Tropica, but it's not in...
Not it's a limited edition.
no, it's not in sale.
It looks like the
It was a gift from...
Michael.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the Catherine, I think.
Mm,
No. Well,
no, I think he called it needle leaf, but not the one in...
no, not the current one.
Yeah, it's an older one.
Yeah. Well, I'll get some macro footage and then we'll see if anyone knows on the comments.
Pinto. Small pieces.
I'm not a big fan of Pinto.
Why?
Looks like it's dying. Like the white leaves remind me of a dead plant. Like no chlorophyll.
But you like the white on Candigan?
The white dots. The whole leaf isn't.
No, I know, but to
Yeah.
see my point. I know, I understand what you say. The white dots, yeah. Small. You have to get really close to see it, yeah.
The dots, they're like silver
Yeah.
and reflective. Whereas you look at, where is I can't even see the Pinto.
Right side, in the middle ground.
Yeah. Looks terrible.
Coming from the man who have a ground filled with cryptocorini.
Yeah, Crypt's amazing.
Yeah.
You not like Crypts?
You was the one who's learned me to use them.
Good.
Well, some of them is beautiful, but
I like them because I'm lazy and I don't like trimming plants. So just put them in there and then that's it.
to be honest, I think my problem with crypt is they're really hard to work with.
You have to put them in the right place and know what they're going to do.
Exactly.
The size.
And that's hard
Yeah, and how do you get better at that?
with using it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, it's each to their own.
I know, but every time I see your aquariums and see all the crypts, it's just like, but how to that point to make it?
Yeah.
Just like for sometimes ago, I saw a tank only with Anubias, completely filled with any kind of Anubias. It was just like, whoa, beautiful. But just like the same, you have to place them in the right place.
And be patient.
It's just time.
Yeah, time. Time is like, that is the number one lesson I think people can get from aquascaping is patience.
Yeah.
And if you don't have patience, you're not going to be that good unless you're one of these folk that set it up, grow it in, that's it. When it's grown, that's it, finished, do another one. But they never really learn the art of patience because they've never had to deal with the long game.
Yeah.
You know, the plants sometimes don't do so well. You get an algae bloom, but you have to run a tank for many, many months to understand these lessons,
Just like us.
Yeah. If you fail at something, you don't have to do a hard reset.
No.
You just have to what's the problem? Let's accept the problem to start with, rather than rejecting the problem.
Exactly. And you just said a keyword.
Accept.
Fill. Just like patient about escaping,
Yeah.
you have to accept. You have to fill.
Yeah. You have to fail. Yeah.
And learn from the fill.
Yeah. Exactly. The more you fail, the more you learn. And there's a thing in productivity and psychology, like fail fast. So if you need to make a choice, right? If the choice is reversible, like a two-way door, don't mess around. Just do it because you can reverse it really quickly.
Yep.
So don't procrastinate. Don't overthink stuff. Just go right. I don't really like this Anubias mini coin. I want to change it for moss. Can you change that? Can you change it back? Yes. Do it then.
Yeah. Try.
Do you know what I mean? And you just keep it in another tank or just keep it on the windowsill in some water, put your moss in there, give it a month. If you're happy, good. If you're not, swap it back. It's a two-way door. Don't mess around, just do it. And you're going to learn loads doing that. And the more you do those sort of exercises, the more you learn, the quicker you go. If it's a one-way door, so, I'm not really happy with the entire scape, should I rip it all down and create a new one? Well, that's kind of a one-way door, so you need to give it a bit more thought. It's just something to think about.
But if it's about the small things,
Yeah.
two-way door, just do it now.
Yeah, it's two-way doors, just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only have one time and use the time right.
Yeah, exactly, mate. What water changes do you do?
One every second week,
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
okay.
about half.
Half every 2
Yeah.
weeks, yeah.
And I will not say people should do that.
No.
Normally, I'm kind of that type that small water changes, but more at time.
Yeah,
I
that's
do it 2 times a week, but not. That could work and that couldn't work because you can disrupt the balance if you do too much water change. But if they're going too long against them, you can deal with some other problems. So in this tank, I just do it around half of the water every second week, and it works fine.
Yeah.
It could be better, I know, but that's just like all other things. The time you put in it, the better it gets.
Yeah. You have to establish what you're comfortable with in terms of how it looks and how much time and energy you want to put in there, you know.
But the most important thing is when I sit in my couch at evening and look at the aquarium, I'm satisfied. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So
It's enough.
it does what it does.
It's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I give you some feedback?
Sure.
I don't like the lobelia.
I know.
I told you that last time. You kept it there.
Sure.
It's yours.
Only because of that. No, I don't know what to say about it, but
I kind of like it. It's starting to match the textures of the Rotala a little bit with the round leaves. But before it was really like odd. 'Cause it's very bright green, isn't it?
we could discuss.
Maybe just cut it down there and have it sort of trailing, and then you've got the textures matching the Anubias. That'd be nice.
Exactly, that was my point. We can discuss the place where I stand, but the plant is wonderful. It's definitely one of my favorites.
Is it?
Yeah, I love it.
I-
It's easy to have.
Yeah.
It's really light green.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's an eye catch,
Yeah.
and you can't. You see it every time you walk in the room.
Yeah. Well, that for me is the problem
Why?
because it's too distracting.
No,
It's not like in harmony with everything.
It's calling at you. Come and look at me, and then you come and look at it, and you see all the other stuff.
Okay. That's an interesting way to look at it.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Crum. You need something you see long from far away. There's like what they call like the old wish. Come, come and look at me. Come, I got candy. You know,
Seducing.
Yeah, seducing you, and
Yeah.
when you just there, you just see all the other things.
So it's like a little, it's like a beacon, you know, like a lighthouse. You know,
Yeah.
Come and look. Here I am.
Look at me. Look at me.
And then you come in and look further. Yeah, I like that. I like my favourite style is. In fact, I don't know if A.D. Myers might be watching. He's got a classic nature. Do you know A.D. Myers? He's very active on Facebook and Instagram. Probably one of the most talented scapers in the UK. And he has a beautiful classic nature aquarium, you know, just mosses, ferns, you know, I don't know what the background plant is, probably just like Cyperus or Eliocharis, but everything is really, really dark green, everything's really soft textures.
Yeah.
I think it's like just a plain sand foreground with moss stones and stuff, but it's just so grown in, and I think Bulbitis as well. Like a real classic sort of 90s style nature aquarium. And I was so inspired by it, I think I'm actually going to copy it. And that's weird for some people, like a professional aquascaper copying a hobbyist. But I think that's okay. I think it's okay.
Why shouldn't be not? okay.
A lot of people sort of frown upon copying, but I think copying is flattery, and there's also something to learn because you know you like that thing, and I think a lot of creative things are just another form of copying slightly, you know, and it's just a matter of how much copying you're doing. You know, you've been inspired by other nature aquariums, you know, and I think you do enough of them, and then you kind of gradually have your own twist on it, your own flavour.
I think
and that's what this is about. You know, this
exactly,
is your signature style. You know, you have a very thematic, coherent design, and then you have something a little bit obscure.
Exactly, and I think a lot of people tell me when they see a picture of a aquarium, you're not in doubt if it's mine, just like yours.
Yeah.
Yui's, Adam.
Yeah, they've got their own style.
Everybody got something there. Tell us that you who's built it.
Yeah, like a signature.
Exactly, and a copy escape is not a wrong thing if you ask me, because you can never build the same one as the other one.
No.
You can't do that. So, but when I build something, you got this inspiration from a lot of things and a lot of tankscapes you see around. And when I build it, I'm building with one picture in my head of many tanks. I like this part, I like this part, and combine it. And when I build it, it's just like a combination of all that plus something else in the moment when I build it. You know, feeling.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you did the same.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely.
Because it's really hard to do something today people don't have done before.
Yeah, originality is pretty rare.
So to do that small things around, turn around, and do that little bit small thing different.
Yeah.
Make it to a completely another scapes.
Yeah. Anything that you create has a part of you in it, doesn't it? You know, so when we're creating these aquascapes, it's actually it's more than just positioning plants and hardscape. You're putting your soul into it. You know, your actual creativity is something that is innately yours. You know, and even if you do copy, like you say, there's always going to be something different, and the scape will evolve differently, and you will like some ways it evolves and not others, and it will take and by the end it will probably look very different to the original idea, and that's okay. But using that basis, using that starting point as inspiration to copy, I think that's fine. And anyone that has an issue with copying, I'd say they need to look at themselves more, because why have they got an issue with that? You know?
Yeah.
It's like anyone with anything, like the stronger the criticism you have about something, probably the more that you have an issue with yourself about something to do with that
Exactly. Yeah.
person, not the person, but yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a thing like when you're pointing someone with one finger, there's three pointing back at you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, be careful. I find it myself, if I find myself like finding myself like weirdly overreacting or weirdly over criticising something, I'll now pause because I'm aware of myself doing it, and I'll take a step back and I think, what's this telling me about myself? It's like nothing. Actually, what they're doing is none of my business. Actually, so why am I criticising them to start with?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then, what is that saying about me? So.
And why do you think like you do?
Yeah. And it's all, I know, it's all conditioning from childhood, and you know, there's a lot of, you know, I don't want to dive too deep into psychology, but you know, and you have a history of mental health nurse, and you know, so you know how the mind works probably more than many other people. But I think going back to the aquascaping, it's the creativity, I think, that's beautiful.
That is, and I think one of the most important thing about it is, in my eyes, is you're trying to telling a history with what you're doing, right? So copy other scapes is not a wrong thing, I think, but I have met a lot of people who copy something,
one element,
and doesn't like it or doesn't go deep in it, but just copy it because they see it and like it. as I was saying, I love your escapes with all the cribs, but it was not. It's not escape I will have home here because I want to be quickly tired of it. But it doesn't mean I don't like it.
No.
If you understand that
no,
point.
of course. Yeah.
And it's actually pretty funny because when I started this one, you could probably remember it. I was more into stones. Iwagumi style. Everything I did was Iwagumi style. But how many Iwagumi styles do you see in my house from the few years?
None. Evolved. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's a point more about it. You keep changing in your life. My point of view of life from 5 years ago is not the same as today.
Great.
And just like the tattoos, I want to tell a story with all my aquariums, and it pretty much tells how I feel at the moment. So and this escape is never finished. It's 1 year and 2 months ago. I changed it a little bit here and there all the time because it changed just like my feelings. It's not. I'm not saying I change it every second day or weeks, but maybe in half a year I got another feeling and point of view at life.
That's really cool. They are a reflection of us, aren't they?
I think that's the point.
You know, just like a dog is like a mirror to you. You know how you discipline your dog, or you can pretty much guarantee if a dog is got no discipline, probably the owner has very little discipline. You know, if the aquascaper is algae everywhere on the glass, or the pipes are dirty, the water's down here. You know, probably they're not looking after other things in their life so well.
That's more important at the moment.
Yeah.
And again, the aquarium reflects the other one's life.
Yeah. And that's actually a really good lesson for me personally, in that I know where I am, less so much these days because I'm very kind of regimented in my maintenance and things, because I've got, I've evolved my own kind of wellness practice, if you like. But I know that if I let my aquarium slip and they start to look a bit thin, and I'm going through a bit of a mental health issue myself, it compounds, and so the worse the aquarium looks, the worse I feel, and it's a vicious circle.
Yep.
So now it's like I just never let that happen. So even if I am feeling a bit depressed or tired or unmotivated, I just literally force myself to do the aquarium. It's almost priority, because I know it will make me feel better, and then it's a snowball effect of feeling better. So it's the opposite of a vicious circle.
But you could turn it around and use it as your life. I normally say I know myself really well, my mental really well, because as you know, we have worked with ourselves in the last couple of years in many ways. And I'm pretty good to know when something in my life is going wrong, when things, all the start signals of things. But in our life today, we have eyes and thought about everything, and that we sometimes forget something, especially ourselves. So I use my tank sometimes to look, okay, something's wrong, and look inside. Why is wrong? Why have I not noticed the algae? Why have I not changed the water? Why have I not? And see, okay, it's not only in tanks that problem. It's also inside me. But I've been busy with so many things. I have forgot
Yourself.
Yes.
To look after yourself.
Yeah. If this makes sense.
It does make absolute sense, and I hope people watching is helping them as well, because it's what we're doing with this isn't just making beautiful aquariums. It's far beyond that, and the deeper you go into it, the deeper lessons you can get from aquascaping.
We talk a lot about it, you and I, off the camera. Aquarium is pretty much like life, and we can always say, oh, in life we do this, aquarium we should do that. Many people will probably say we are some what I call I guess. But I will say we are man in touch with us feelings.
Well, there's a feminine touch to it.
Exactly.
Because we're nurturing something.
Exactly.
You know, like a mother and a child.
Exactly.
You know.
This is my child.
Yeah.
I hope my cat and dog didn't hear that. But anyway, for me, it's more than aquarium and an aquascape.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. My former job for many years ago when I started this is there was a lot of death and sickness. So I missed some energy and positivity and life in my life. So it's not just a aquarium for me. It's also my feeling, and it sounds weird, but there's a one way to tell a story. As I say, if you know a little bit of symbols and stuff like that, you can read all my life through my tattoos, my tattoos.
Yeah.
Just like the symbols in my aquarium.
Yeah.
And I could read out how I got it.
Yeah.
Through them.
Yeah. Okay, wow, we got pretty deep there, mate. That's going to be an interesting one to edit. There's a few swear words in there as well. I don't normally swear in my videos, but I don't give a...
Yeah.
Do you know, I watched this comedian last night, and he's normally really doesn't swear. All his audience are like normally quite old, middle class, don't like to hear swear words and stuff. And then he did this sketch and he was just so funny because he used that to make it even funnier because he just started not swearing for the fun of it, although it kind of was, but he just flipped his kind of script and you could see he was just having so much fun with it and he was being himself. And of course some of the audience didn't like it because they weren't used to it, but that was probably only 20%, and the other 80% absolutely loved it and probably loved it more than everyone before he swore. So it's all about expressing yourself authentically, isn't it? And going back to aquascaping, that's the opportunity we have, is to express ourselves as authentically as we can.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. It's always a pleasure hanging out with you.
Oh, it's really hot, man.
Cheers, mate. That was awesome.
Just normal.
Well, we're just not normal, and I like that.
What is normal?
There is no such thing.
Exactly.
It's all a spectrum.
Maybe we are normal and other people are not. Or
The amount of people I speak to like us, I think other people are weird,
But if you go back in time
Yeah.
to old people,
Yeah.
from
Well, society needed people like us because we were the ones that went out and explored and did all the dangerous things because we were like crazy risk takers.
and surviving. Yeah.
And because we survived, we could pass on our genes for the next generation, and that's why there's a lot of people with neurodiversity still in society because it serves a purpose. It's a good introduction to.
George, what are you doing?
I'm filming the aquarium.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't pee in my aquarium.
Well, you need more nitrogen, so might it be helpful? You've got nitrogen deficiencies. Look at all the holes in your hydrophilopinid feeder leaves.